I work at the new Children's Museum. I am a teacher, an artist. I love playing with art materials, and I'm excited to show you today a fun and simple art process using some basic materials. Today you're going to get to make a plastic bag print. Now what does that mean? We're gonna get to that, but before we do, let's make sure that we have all of the supplies that we need for this activity. So you're going to need a plastic Ziploc sandwich bag, just one. You're going to want a set of water-soluble markers. Now these are your standard markers, so probably what you already have at home, or it's the kind of marker that if you get it on your hand, you can easily wash it off with soap and water. You're gonna want 4 to 5 pieces of paper. This can be drawing paper, copy paper, even construction paper would work, as long as it's a light color. And I like to cut my papers into square shapes for this project. It doesn't have to be a square, but if you'd like to do that, now would be a good time to pause the video and go ready your papers and then come back. You're also going to need a wipe. That's going to be to clean your printing plate after each design, and we'll get to that. And finally, a black pen. And that's going to be for the finer details. So this will be for the last step in our project. Now, today we're going to be printmaking, and printmaking is a type of art form that's been around for a long time, and there are lots of different ways to do printmaking. And most of those ways let you make multiples or many copies of the same design. Well, today we're going to do a different type of printmaking. We're going to make a monotype. Mono means one. So the picture you make today, you won't make a full copy of it. It will be one unique design. But when I'm showing you how to do this, I will show you a way that you can make one mark and copy that again and again into your same picture if you'd like to do that. So before we get started, let's make sure we have our station ready. You should have everything you need in front of you, your plastic bag, your markers. I'm gonna open mine up, get them ready. You're gonna want to have your pen nearby, but again, that's for later. So you'll just need one piece of paper, so the others you can set off to the side, and keep your wipe handy. Okay, artists, you have everything ready to go? Once you're ready, let's get started. All right, so you're going to make a mark. Now, your mark might be just a mark, a design, or it might be a shape. And instead of drawing on your paper, you're gonna actually draw right onto your plastic bag. So let me show you. I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna draw a circle shape right on my plastic bag. And I'm scrubbing it on. You can be light with your marks, or you can really press down hard. But what you're gonna notice is that whichever way you do it, that your marker doesn't absorb into the plastic. That means it kind of stays on the top. It kind of beads up, sort of like when you see rain fall on the top of an umbrella, right? And it kind of beads up on that. That's how the magic part of this project happens. And I'll show you what I mean. So I've got my shape ready. I've got my paper ready. Now what you're going to do next, I'm gonna put my cap on my marker, is you're gonna take your plastic bag with your shape, marker side down, and you're gonna place it onto your paper. Now before you do that, decide where I want this shape to go, because once you set it down, it's there to stay, okay? So I'm gonna place mine right here, marker side down. Once you've done that, take your hand and gently rub. This is where the really magical part happens. You ready? Okay. Lift it up, and look what happened. My shape transferred or moved from my plastic bag onto my paper. That's pretty cool. Now, what you might also notice is that you've got a little bit left on your plastic bag. So remember before when I said if you wanted to copy a part of your design, onto your paper again, you could do that. And this is what'll let you do that. So if you'd like this shape, the same shape somewhere else on your paper, you can take your marker, color it in again, since you can see where it was, and do that same thing again. If, however, you'd like to do a whole new shape, you can do that too. Take your wipe down your bag, wipe off that marker, give it a minute to dry. You can even blow it, or what I like to do is turn my bag over and do the other side, so that dry side I can use now and the wet side can dry for next time. And then get ready to make another shape. Now, this is where the fun part starts, because you can do this over and over again. I have a whole paper here and I'm just getting started. You can add shapes and marks, you can layer them. As you're doing it, maybe you have in your head an idea of a picture that you wanted to make. Or maybe you're just having fun playing and adding designs. Maybe you didn't have an idea of a picture, but as you're starting to add, you're starting to see something. Decide for yourself, do you want to make a picture of something recognizable, something that looks like something in particular, or do you want it just to be shapes and marks all kind of added in interesting ways? That's what we call an abstract work of art. You can play around and decide for yourself. Those are the choices that you get to make as the artist. I'm going to keep going on mine, and I want you to keep going on yours. We have one last step. I'm going to suggest you pause the video here and do this part first, and then when you're ready, I'll show you the final step. In the meantime, I'm going to keep working on mine too. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit. Hi artists, welcome back. How did it go? I had a lot of fun playing with my shapes and colors, and I wanted to share that with you. This is what came from my play. I could keep going, but I wanted to stop so that I could show that last step to you like I promised. And again, we're going to use our pen. So any kind of black pen will work, just a standard pen. And what we're going to use the pen for is some finer details. Now, the marker is really fun, and I hope you had fun using it because it makes big shapes and you kind of have a little less control, so it's kind of fun surprises. But the pen, you have a little more control. You can do what you want to do with it. And what I'm going to do is add some details so that my design stands out a little bit more. Now, as I was working, mine looked like a flower, so I just kept that going. Yours may look completely different. Actually, I would expect it to. Each artist's design is a reflection of their individual choices. So be proud of whatever you've made, and I hope after this activity that you'll share it with somebody, because that's part of being an artist too. So this last step, you're going to take your pen and add some details. So I think, for example, I'm going to add some smaller shapes into the center part of my flowers. Let me show you what I've done. So I just added a few smaller shapes here. I think I'll also use my pen to outline a little bit of my flower petals. Again, if you've done a picture of something recognizable, that means something that you can tell what it looks like, you can help enhance that or make it pop out more using your pen. If you've done an abstract design or a picture of something that doesn't look like something in particular, you can use the pen to add some fun new marks. This is a different look than what you get with the markers. So I'm not going to do my whole work, but I wanted to show you where you can start with this and show you what I've done here. So you can see I've added some details to mine. Again, this is the last step, but the great thing is that I have more paper to work with, and so do you. So now that you've learned this process, you can make more and more works. And you can experiment and see what happens when you try this or you do that. Maybe you made some discoveries already with this first picture. Think about those discoveries. Think about what you liked about this activity. Think about what you maybe didn't like. That's okay. And tell somebody about it. The last kind of step of making an artwork is to share it. And so I really encourage you to take your work and talk to a friend or a family member and tell them about your experience in making this art. And think about what you liked about it, what you didn't like, what you hope to do next time, what you learned. And I hope that, if nothing else, you're happy that you gave it a try, because that's the most important thing. So thanks again for being here with me. I'm so glad that you took the time to try this. And I look forward to maybe seeing you again and doing another project. Until next time, artists, have fun and stay creative. Bye-bye.